It won't stay. Hey guys, welcome back to Envision Prototypes. Today we're working on the grill. And as you can see, I'm fitting something into this area. And that's something, if I can get it out of here, pigtail got caught, is an LED turn signal parking light. Got these for another project, never ended up using them. I like this taper because it goes along with what these would be if they extended further down. These will sit right in there like that. I need to come up with a little bracket to mount them to the fender. And since the grill separates from the fender, we need to have one more bracket on this side. That's why I've got the car up in the air. I'll take the wheel off, get in, and fabricate a bracket to hold this side of the signal light. When it comes to these, I was hoping to use as much as I could out of this assembly. However, we've enlarged this opening so much more than what it used to be for the Newport, the Windsor Newport, that we can't use these backer brackets. We have to make our own. We're going to disassemble this, and once I get that signal light fitted in place, I'm going to take and locate the bottom bar. We're going to run with 2 bars instead of 3. The Windsor had 3. There was one more here. I took that out. Less clutter. I also plan to use this grill. It was also on the shelf. I had lots of stuff back there on the shelf. And initially I thought maybe we could stick it into here like that, but if we use it for one side, we won't have enough for the second side. And then I was looking at the 62 Chrysler, the 300. They actually had horizontal bars in between the main bars on the grill, and I thought we could do something like that. But then the more I got looking at it, yeah, I can cut this apart and make up all the fasteners to hold this. The more I thought less is more. So we'll save this for another upcoming project and just stick with these. Now this part here rolls up. We'll have to flatten that out, trim it. Once we butt it up against the side of the opening, we'll go ahead and cut off what we need or we don't need off this side and fit them in place. I have a flange that rolls up on the back side of that scoop as well as down to the bottom. It kind of goes in and rolls down. And this is supposed to bolt to the back side with some bolts, but these are too short, so I'm just missing it. And they're really, really, really rusty. With that signal light mounted, we can now work our way inward and get these bars located. I'm going to pull these nuts off. Might have helped if I lubricated it, but I don't want to get grease or any form of penetrating oil on my hands and then get it on the primer and then have trouble later on with adhesion. We're going to two-tone the headlight shields. The outside, the part that goes up against the fender, is going to be body color, and the inner ring is going to be painted silver, like an accent color. Are these bars the same length? No, one's shorter, one's longer. See that? So yeah, the original grill had a taper to it. That's okay. And in case I mess one up, I still have one complete bar that hasn't been cut yet. So that's going to sit a bit of an angle. They used to sit more level. I'm going to angle it down so that the thickness of this bar matches that a little more. And it's going to sit about there. If I go ahead and unroll this roll, the original peak, I lost the duckbills. Where'd they go? Take care of that. These come in really handy when trying to determine angles. The reason I step back, first mark, shut off the end. I want to keep the point. I want to keep as much length to this bar as possible. The bottom one's longer than the top, so this is the longer one. Yep, I don't want to shortchange ourselves. So you can cut that off, and then we can start locating it and determining the length of this side. We're going to slowly creep in until it's sitting at the level and at the width that I want. We are now committed. Yeah, see how long we are? So by the time this starts sliding in, we are going to be right where we need to be. We're going to have them sitting back about 1/2 inch from the face. Chop this off right through there. And I'm going to cut the line off. Uh-oh. We still have more material we can cut off. That's good. We may have to rearrange the way these studs come out off this trim. Rebend these clips. See that? Right now it's a right angle. I want to tip the bar down a bit. So we need to do some angle work. Right now, I'm just going by feel. I will measure everything out. I just want to kind of locate things, see what looks the best. As you can see, we're still long. I'm flush with the front. I need to move back another 1/2 inch. But this is where things are going to get a little bit dicey. That looks good there. I could probably cut back on this angle a bit to reflect that surface. Oh boy, still can go in a little bit more. It has to be level with the bottom, kind of like that. You can still go in. This is called the creeping process. Okay, I'm not sure how many times that's been, but we have our wiggle room. I cut off a little more than 3/16, and we have our space. Or we have our depth, I should say, not space. Depth from the front. Okay. Before I proceed with the next bar, I need to get the vertical supports in to make sure that I have an established bar to work from. Because right now it's kind of dancing around. All right, I got the channels all formed up. They're at a 16 gauge. That's really all you need. I've rolled up the edges for more rigidity. Going with 1/8, say, flat bar, way too much overkill. So next thing to do is locate where the studs are on the piece we were working on. Roughly near the end, about 1 inch away. So we'll locate this. Just give me one moment. There and there. Okay, so one bar is going to sit thereabouts. I need to have this bar come forward because these studs, even though we are stepped away from the front a 1/2 inch, we still need to come in a little bit on either side so they're sitting straight. I need to create this little offset bend. I started one at the top just to bring it in a little bit tighter for me. So we're going to bend this and try it. This one here, yeah, we're going to have to do the same thing. Create some offsets in the channel, bring that bar forward. Once they're sitting where they need to, fixed, we'll mark the holes and drill them. There's our little offset. It's looking good. A little bit of a pucker there. I'm not too concerned about that. It's not gonna go anywhere. Let's fit this up, see how it looks. Not enough. I need to come forward a little more. Let me do that one more time. Give it a little sharper crease, and then we'll fit it again. So you can see I've increased that step a little bit more, a lot more. I need to give it a bit of a twist. To increase this upper bend a bit more. We'll get those wrinkles cleaned up once the bracket more or less sits where it needs to. And we need to give it a twist. Tidy those edges up a bit. Nice, see that? No longer wavy, nice and smooth. Now we can go ahead, drill some holes, locate it, and drill in from behind and mount these brackets. So there's bracket number 1. It's going to sit right in there really well. Nice, nice. I need to make the second bracket. We'll get it mounted, and then I'll bring you guys in when we start locating the bars. I gotta tweak this a little more. By flattening out these little ripples, we've straightened this curve out a bit, this S-curve. The vertical bars are now mounted, and I was just measuring out the spacing for these bars, the horizontal bars. A lot of bars going on. Okay, that's going to be good there. Okay. Let's give that bar a slight tap. Slight tap. Oh, wow. Okay. So this is where the whole fine-tuning process has to happen. I got the bar installed. It's too level for me, too flat. We're going to angle it down. It'll look better. That means adjusting the brackets. The other thing, as I'm sliding it in, this bar is not coming into contact, but I'm already bumping the inside of this. So we're going to take this back out. Now I could take and cut this bracket, shorten it, and re-weld it, or I can just give it a little bit of a, come on, see if I can do it. No, let's go this way. I think that'll look better anyway. Give it a bit of an offset. Should have had my Wheaties this morning. There we go. Once you start it, there we go. See that? I just shortened it by, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch or so. Roll that in. Roll that in. Ah, there we go. Much better. Let's do this one while we're at it. They're both almost the same with the same offset. Make an adjustment here. Let's take those shavings out of there. Well, that's pretty darn good for now. That bar has to come up a little bit. Yes. We're going to leave it right there. Maybe we even put a nut on it, just to hold it for us. I've been trimming and whittling away at this top grill bar. Got the holes drilled in the vertical support pieces, and now just a matter of sliding this in, and I think we're just about there. This is on a nut, but I haven't tightened it yet. It's finger tight. Do that. I think we're good. I need to step back and see if the bars are level. But before I do that, ooh, easy there. I need to trim back a little more on this one as well as this one. Let's check the level. Oh, there. From back here, it looks like this top hole is a little bit larger than the other two holes. Before I change anything, I'll trim that up, put this back in, put a nut on it so it doesn't fall out. We'll drop the car down pretty much at ride height and see what it looks like. If we need to move those holes, we can always Dremel up or down, whatever we have to do to make those final adjustments. I got to trim a little bit more. It's sitting comfortably now. Nothing's being tensioned. I'm not rubbing, but I want that clearance. So I need some masking tape. Hard to get the Sharpie up inside there. So I'm just going to mark with some masking tape, 1/8 of an inch space, like so. We'll pull that out, trim it, and then as they say on the Saturday morning cartoons, that's all, folks. We'll drop the car, have another look at it, and then run in this side here. Sound good? Good. All right, guys, so I got the second bar on the driver's side installed. You can see the spacing on the ends doesn't look too bad. There's enough room for paint and clear and all that stuff. And I think we're gonna run with that. It's lining up quite well with that turn signal parking light. And I think it looks balanced. If anything, we can move it up a little bit, if anything. The car is sitting up on casters right now, so it's not totally on the ground, but I'm standing on a crate, which is about the same level as that. So this is what you're looking at when you kind of walk up to the car. Not sure if we're gonna run with a honeycomb style mesh in behind. I might add to it. Those channels are gonna be blacked out, so you won't see them. So all you see is those contrasting horizontal bars. So I'm gonna get to work, get the passenger side roughed in the same way as this side, and we'll have another look at it. There we go. Got the second set of bars installed, got the signal light and driving light installed, and everything appears to be lining up quite nicely. We have our gaps here, so that's looking good. That's it. So there we have the 300i front end, and it looks like it came from the factory that way. Factory style bars. And we don't have all that chrome around the perimeter. Like, those are really nice pieces, but if you ever go on eBay and check out the prices of some of those bezels, incredibly expensive. I could make them, but I think this is going to work really well. Here's a little reminder of what it used to look like before we modified it. That's pretty much centered there. I don't want to hold it up to the body. Flipping the bumper, cleaning the front end up, just streamlining everything has really, in my opinion, cleaned up this front end. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video on developing a new front end for this car. We're almost there. Once we get it into paint, body color, this will be painted an accent color. And once everything, the shields are on, it's all gonna come together quite nice. This bumper, it's hanging way down. I'm really tempted to lift it, but see, it's up there, but I don't want to, let's leave it as it is. Thanks a lot for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, if you're new to our channel, hit that button, helps us out a lot. Until next time, guys, take care.